welcome to another episode of Horizon TV. I'm here with the latest Micro Four Thirds camera from Olympus. This is the Olympus OMD EM-5. It is the world's first splash-proof and dust-proof mirrorless camera. It also comes with a brand new 5-axis image stabilization mechanism. It also comes with a built-in electronic viewfinder. This is a first for Olympus Micro Four Thirds cameras. And it has a brand new 16 megapixel live MOS sensor. As you can see, the body itself is really beautiful. The design is similar to the OM series of cameras which Olympus made in the 70s to 90s. These were film cameras, and the OMD in the new camera stands for digital. The body itself is pretty solid. Not only is it dust-proof and splash-proof, the EM-5's inner body is made of magnesium alloy. The top plate is also made of a magnesium alloy, while the bottom plate is made of aluminium. So while Olympus doesn't state it, we guess that the EM-5 is pretty knock-proof as well. The 12 to 50mm kit lens is also dust-proof and splash-proof, so when you mount it together with the body, the whole camera is dust-proof and splash-proof. Now, the most noticeable feature about the EM-5 is its electronic viewfinder. This will appeal to enthusiasts who want to shoot like using an SLR and who still want to be able to see the scene while under harsh sunlight. Now, besides that, the other few advantages of shooting with an electronic viewfinder is that you can have more digital information overlaid on the screen. You can go into the camera's menu while still looking through the viewfinder. And Olympus says that the EM-5 can do live previews of your exposure settings as you're looking through the EBF. Now, another interesting feature is these two exposure dials on the top of the EM-5. Now, we can't say for sure because this is a very early prototype of the camera, but they'll probably work just like those control dials you find on DSLRs. One will probably control exposure composition, while the other will control shutter speed or aperture settings. There are two function buttons, one on the top plate. The other function button is on the back of the camera together with play. The back buttons are pretty small, but they're okay. The rear monitor is a swivel screen, so you can swivel up and down. It's also a touchscreen. It's similar to the one that you find on the EP3. Now, having two control dials, just like those found on DSLR, is really important for an enthusiast camera. The two controls on the EM-5 just feel really stiff, and there's not a lot of surface area for your fingers to grip. So you really have to give the extra push to get them going. And on the back of the camera, while the back buttons are small, they are quite usable. The only thing is that the two buttons on the top, the function and the play buttons, they're really small and they're recessed in. So you're going to have to be really precise with your fingernails to dig deep and get at them. The sensor is brand new. While previous Micro Four Thirds cameras from Olympus have all maxed out at 12 megapixels, this is a brand new 16 megapixel live MOS sensor. Now, the EM-5 comes with the TruePic 6 image processing engine, which we first saw on the EP3, but there have been some improvements. Olympus claims that the autofocus speeds have been greatly improved so that you'll find much faster AF speeds with the EM-5. Now, when matched with the 12 to 50mm kit lens, Olympus says that EM-5 can shoot up to 9 frames per second. Now, that's pretty fast. And if AF tracking is enabled, it can still shoot up to 4 frames per second. Now, with the EP3, it can only track subjects that move from left to right. But with the brand new 3D AF tracking feature found on the EM-5, it can also track subjects that are moving left to right and front to back. Now, the new 12 to 50 is not a fast lens. At its widest, it can open up to 3.5. At the tele end, it can open up to 6.3. 12 to 50 gets you approximately 24 to 100mm when you talk about 35mm equivalent. Now, if you notice, there are no focal length markings on the lens. This is because the lens is partly an electronic lens. you can switch the modes on the side. Now, one reason why the lens is built this way is probably because this is also a video lens. So when you switch it to electronic mode and you twirl the lens around, there will be no sound of the zoom motor zooming in and out as you record your video. So Olympus is creating some accessories for the EM-5 to go with the launch. One of them is included with the camera. If you notice, the EM-5 does not have a built-in flash. Instead, there is a flash attachment that comes with your kit. And Olympus is creating an optional battery grip. Now the great thing about this accessory is that it doesn't just house a battery. It comes with two additional shutter release buttons, one on the top and one by the side. And there are two additional control dials on the side of the camera. So you're just as comfortable shooting in portrait mode as you are in landscape. Now the EM-5 comes in two colors, silver and black. It's not just a difference of color though. The silver and the black both come with different textures. The silver model has a fake leather texture, while the black has a striped texture that looks a little bit more modern. Now the idea of having an electronic viewfinder inside the Micro Four Thirds camera isn't new. Panasonic has had their GH and their G series range of cameras from the start, which already have had electronic viewfinders built in. The G3 is the latest model, it is last year's model, so it doesn't have, as many bells and whistles as the EM-5. It doesn't have the EM-5's new 5-axis image stabilization. It doesn't have the EM-5's weather-resistant body. It does have a 16 megapixel sensor, same as the EM-5, and what it does have is half the EM-5's price. Olympus hasn't confirmed the EM-5's retail price yet, but we're hearing numbers of close to 2,000 Singapore dollars, while the G3 sells for, with its kit lens, only about 1,000 Singapore dollars. Still, despite its high price, we feel that the EM-5 will appeal to a lot of people. With its professional build and the high image quality, the EM-5 will probably appeal to an enthusiast who is looking for a camera that handles well and performs well without the size and the weight of a professional DSLR. Still, we need to see how the EM-5 really performs, so stay tuned for our review of it coming very soon.